So do you ever spend a ton of time planning something and then only to have it totally fall through and not work out? I've been there plenty of times, and I am here to share with you ways that I combat that. And that's by adopting a flexible mindset when it comes to planning and looking at the big picture instead of all the little details. Welcome back to the Homeschool Front. I'm Xuan if you're new here, and today we are going to be talking about flexible planning. I know a lot of you already started planning for your homeschool year, or maybe you're even done, but I haven't even started. And I just wanted to talk about flexible planning because I see so many videos out there where people are planning out their whole year in advance. And I know not everyone is like that. We're not all type A. And so this video is for those of you that are like me, the type Bs out there that know the benefits of planning, but don't like being tied down by the plan. And so let's get into it. So why should you consider flexible planning? Well, for one, your home is your sanctuary. It's your safe place, and you need to lean into that. And you don't want such tight control in your homeschool. You know, when you're at home, you feel free, you feel relaxed, and you feel like you can be you. And so I think having a flexible homeschool allows you to really lean into your home and provide comfort and a safe spot for your kids. Having a flexible plan allows you to relax when you're homeschooling and not get all caught up on the must-dos, and you get to really enjoy your time that you spend with your kids because, you know, homeschooling is not all workbooks and textbooks and assignments and lessons and all this and that. Flexible planning also helps you banish that guilt of not getting enough done. I don't know about you, but I know in the past, I used to be a school teacher. I know how to plan for a whole school year. You feel disappointed in yourself when you don't get done what you had planned on getting done. So having a flexible plan, can you stop doing that? You're shaking it. Having a flexible plan allows you to not have any guilt, which is a good thing in my opinion. Flexible planning also helps diminish those power struggles that you have with your kids. You raise your hand if you've ever okay, we have to finish this assignment today so that we can move on to do something else. And your kids just aren't, either they're not getting it or they're not into the lesson. Instead of forcing them to get something done so you can stick to the plan, having a flexible plan allows you to relax a bit and not have those power struggles with your kids. It also allows you to handle those unexpected things that happen in life, whether it be emotional issues or illness or, an unexpected visitor pops over and, interrupts whatever you're doing. Just being flexible allows life to naturally happen. A flexible plan also allows you to follow your child's interests. Like I said, my boys are really into this Bigfoot mystery, and instead of making them follow the plan that I had created, I'm just following their lead now. And so we're watching documentaries about Bigfoot, we're reading books about Bigfoot, we're just really diving deep into it. Flexible planning allows you to change course easily because sometimes things aren't working out. You may have spent time planning this wonderful unit study that your kids just aren't into, and instead of forcing them to do it because you spent all that time and energy planning, and then you have the power struggles and just everything kind of adds up. And so it allows you to change course. Say, okay, this is not working, let's do something else. And it also allows you to take impromptu days off, whether it be because people are burned out, or maybe you want to go on a field trip, or someone invites you somewhere and you don't have to feel bad about not sticking to your plan. You can just go and have fun. So now I'm going to share with you tips on how you can stay flexible and relaxed in your homeschool. So number one is you need to truly know yourself and your child right here, right now. Who are you really? And who are your kids? Not how you want them to be and not how you hope that you are, but who are you guys really? And just really lean into that. Knowing who you are and who your kids are will help a lot. Tip number 2 is to keep it simple. You don't need a lot of curriculum. You don't need to do everything. You don't need to do all of the things. Just keep it simple. I recommend when you start the school year, you just do one thing. You don't need to tackle all the subjects, and just slowly introduce subjects, or you can do what we do where we kind of just focus on one topic for like 6 to 8 weeks sometimes 4 to 8 weeks, I should say, depending on the topic and how into it my kids are. When you're planning, consider like a macro or big picture plan, which I will have a video coming out in a couple days after this one that you can watch about how I plan for the school year. Tip number 4 is to include your kids in the planning process. Ask them, what do they want to learn? What classes do they want to take? What kind of schedule do they want to keep? Just ask them, let them give you ideas on how your homeschool can flow. Which brings us to the next one, which is, instead of like a schedule, like a strict schedule, consider developing a daily and weekly homeschool rhythm that your family works well with. So not everyone homeschools in the morning. You don't have to get it done before lunchtime, unless that's your family type where everyone wakes up early and you can get that done. In my family, it doesn't work that way. Well, my oldest son, he is in the preteen stage at the moment, and he sleeps pretty late, and he also stays up late. So I guess he keeps kind of like artist hours, which is perfectly fine because he stays up late reading, and I'm not going to stop him from reading because that's homeschooling and learning there. Number 6 is to consider year-round homeschooling, because that kind of piggybacks on rethinking what time you should homeschool. You don't have to follow the school year that everyone else follows. You can homeschool when you want and how you want. You want to homeschool on the weekends and not during the weekday? Go for it. You want to homeschool like we do, like 6 to 8 weeks, and then we take a 1 to 2 week break off and then get back on it? You don't have to start in August and end in May, or start in September and end in June, or whatever it is that people do nowadays. Step 7 is to consider reverse planning instead of traditional planning. So reverse planning is basically where at the end of the day, you just write down everything you guys did, and then you will realize that you covered a lot more than you thought you would. You just take one day at a time. And then finally, let things go that are not working. I know I covered this before. Just letting go of what's not working will make everyone so much happier. Like, don't stick to it because, that's what you learned, is that you need to stick to it until the end, because sometimes it just doesn't work out. Why have your kids and your family suffer through a curriculum that no one is enjoying or benefiting from? Like I said, it'll release the power struggles. It'll help you keep it simple, just so much more. So consider letting things go that aren't working, whether it's the curriculum, the schedule that you created, or the plan that you made. It's okay to let it go. No one's going to get upset. No one's going to fall behind. It's just, we put these expectations on ourselves, and when we don't meet them, we get really disappointed. And there's no need for that, because you created those expectations, and you can get rid of them and change them. It's totally okay. So I hope you found some of my tips useful. If you are a type B planner like me, I would love to know, how do you plan? Are you kind of a type B planner like me, or are you more type A, where you enjoy those schedules and your kids thrive in that arena as well? I'd love to know, because all of our families are just so different and unique. And I just wanted to say that it's okay if you're like me and you're not a very good planner or don't enjoy the process.